Hi, I'm Daisy,
Hi, I'm David.
and we're the MSA Crusaders.
Here we go. All the live
We
people that are
did
gonna
it!
listen to
Yay!
they're gonna listen to this later. What was the issue?
It was Daisy Page.
Oh, there you go. Right, it is what it is. All
But
right.
phone wasn't working.
It's the Texas weather thing. Just blame it on the hail and tornadoes you had there the last few weeks.
Sounds good to me. One was right up the road from my house.
That's not good. I love that type of weather, but not sure I'd want to live there with my kids. If it was just me, sure, but definitely not with the kids. All right.
So,
Yeah. So first of all, nobody said podcasting is easy. Obviously, we're not NBC or CBS, but we are
that's a
here.
good thing.
Right? Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right? Making too much money, we would be somewhere else. Um, but we do have an announcement, unfortunately, and that's you, Daisy,
Um,
if you want to.
Sarah, unfortunately, is not going to be able to join us today. We were looking so forward to having her, but she's had some issues, and we were just going to pray for her and hope she feels better and everything's good. But we're still with you,
Yay. You get
finally.
two knuckleheads instead of three. I can live with that. Yeah, I just want to say, even in my personal life. I do a lot of traveling. I go a lot of places out of town, like every weekend. Not necessarily vacations, but to see people and do things. Um, and that can change so quickly. Like tonight, we're planning on doing some stuff, but I'm just not capable of getting out in public and doing anything. So, and this is even like the bad part of MSA affecting me. The tremors, anxiety. I mean, with the body not working.
Well,
A
with
lot of
anything,
stuff.
you never know from one day to the other.
Yeah, and it fluctuates too. So, Sarah one day has a good, I'm not gonna say a good day. Well, Sarah would have a better day one day, and the next day would be bad. So, especially her, coming in and out of the hospital a few times, is definitely taking a toll on her.
Having
Um,
something.
yeah, I can't even imagine what that toll. I just had anesthesia that knocked me out for what, 8 out of 9 days. So,
I know you were A for a while there.
yeah, oh, yeah, I was AFK. I was gone. I was not the person to get a hold of in case of a fire. Do not put me on your in case of emergency list because it's not going to work too well.
Do
Um,
not contact me.
yeah, do not contact. Don't call this guy first. He will not answer. But we will have Sarah on for sure coming up, and we may have to pre-record. I don't want to pre-record with Sarah. I'd like to get her on live, but if schedules can't come together, then we'll just pre-record it, a live show pre-recorded, and then post it whenever. So,
We'll make
uh,
it happen.
yeah, sooner or later. But we'll definitely keep Sarah in prayers for sure.
And hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. She's just like all of us in MSA. We have good days and bad days, and I mean, and then some of the stuff we're actually going to talk about, like the palliative care. We're not going to talk about all of it that Sarah's going to talk to about us, but all three of us have vastly different types and quantities of palliative care, and of us three, I'm the person with the least amount of work or relying on people. So I think it's bad right now. I can't imagine, being even more disabled from MSA and in and out of hospitals every other day or every week and shots and, catheters and, IVs and stuff. I can't get that through my mind right now. So, that's going to be, when she comes back on live, it's going to be a very, very good conversation that we're going to have to talk about these things for sure. What are you holding on to there, Daisy?
I'll show you my poke.
Oh, Lord. Oh, there it is. Did you fall on the needle, or did they just mess that up, or is
No,
that normal?
actually, it didn't hurt. It was an easy poke, but it just bruised.
Yeah, I noticed that when I had mine, it's it's weird. If you can poke me and I won't really bruise, but if you touch me, I turn black and blue and dark red like instantly. You know, like when you put your hands on top of each other for a long time, or arms, or cross your legs, like you'll have like a little red mark. Yeah, that bruising happens like 5 seconds for me. It's something to do with the blood flow, I think. So yeah, getting bruises from shots like yours, that lasts for a while.
It does, and I had Botox last Tuesday, and half my neck was yellow a couple of days
Yeah,
ago.
that iodine, right? Whatever
No,
that iodine cleaner they use, or
it was just
oh,
bruised
the bruising yellow from bruising.
half my neck. Because she poked it 3 times, and she said the EMG machine wasn't working. And then she said, "Why is this not working?" And I said, "Well, the alligator clip's not connected." And I'm like, "Great!" So she connected it and had to stick me again, and 3 other times.
Oh Lord.
So
Yeah,
I was sure.
what did I tell you? I had mine 7 last time. I poked 7 times, and they couldn't control the leaking valve. They poked me so many times on the 7th one, it kept leaking, and they didn't want to take it out because it took 7 times to get back in. So so they kind of put some tape around it to keep it from leaking, just to get the IV in. It's the weirdest thing I ever was a part of. So I can imagine for sure.
We haven't given an update in a while on us.
Yeah, I mean, that seems a good thing to do. You know, without Sarah being here, we definitely want to fill in the gaps, and we said we're going to go live, so we have to go live. But yeah, you know, we like I post on YouTube at least every couple of weeks, but you know, we take for granted sometimes our condition and how far along we progress. So we figured, in addition to asking a few of Sarah's questions she had already prepared, we can also talk about our updates for our health and other things, you know, MSA related or even not MSA related. Here,
Well,
I'm gonna share
yeah,
this thing real quick. Give me 1 second, Daisy. Let's see if I can do it real quick. Nope, I'm not gonna cut this off. I'm gonna leave it right there. So you go right ahead.
how about we start with you? You give,
Oh, it's okay. Now we want to start off with health.
yeah, how you been doing?
Health does not start with HELL. It's HEAL. So just keep that in mind. Heal, not health. Um, I'm doing good. I'm never he double hockey sticks.
There you
Uh,
go.
I'm never going to complain too much in public, especially live. But I am very honest and you know forthright with what I say. But um, I've hit a part where my main concern is no longer you know my motor control or my legs or my hands, you know, not being able to type or you know move them properly. It's no longer really the RBD, REM behavior disorder. It's no longer the uh, bladder issues and um, what's number two called? Bowel control issues. You know, most of those things are stabilized. That's what they do with my MSA. They get worse. They stabilize, get worse, stabilize. It's ups and downs, more downs than ups.
Yep.
But now we're the last 3 or 4 months we're tracking down the swallowing, the aspiration, the lung issues, and the just everything from the mouth down to the lungs, whether it's for food or for air. Significant issues with the my vocal cords. Thank God they're closing and they're still working, but they're not. Well, they close almost all the way, and there's narrowing, which makes it harder to control air from food. Um, I got a lot of scar tissue from the spasms I have. I can't remember the word, but pharyngeal spasms. Basically, you know, back by your tonsils, that little thing when you say ah, you can see a little thing
Yeah.
sticking up. That thing is it has so much scar tissue from all the spasms I'm getting
Uvula?
where I can't. Huh?
Uvula?
No, I only know the technical term, which they have in the records, but it's that little thing that sticks up. It helps control where cords come together. It seals from air to, like, separating air from food and drink.
Oh, the esophagitis.
Yes, there you go. That right there. Thank goodness you can still say that. Um,
I'm having issues with that as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Well, and it's weird because mine's only all because of the spasms. So swallowing and then keeping the air separate from food, it starts right there. And on top of that, just not having, they say like 15% of what I swallow doesn't go down. It's always staying at the back.
And like a little
Um,
pocket.
yeah. I saw the live video. It was actually really cool. The live X-ray, the live MRI, pretty cool watching. As soon as he showed it to me, yes, I swallowed it, and I saw like a little whirlpool like kick back. I said, "Ooh, go back." I said, "What's that?" He's like, "You got some good eyes." I'm like, "Well, it's all supposed to go down." But it's funny because when I did that test, a modified barium swallow test up here, I swallowed all the crackers and food and stuff properly. And on my way down to the doctor's office, like 10 minutes later, I was in the elevator and I was choking on extra crackers that must have been in the mouth. And I almost dying in front of the elevators. Everybody's looking at me like, why is he choking and crying? Well, I was trying to, pat my back to make it feel better.
Because it's hard to something
Yeah,
out.
yeah, and it doesn't want to. When it goes on the airway, it doesn't come out on its own. It takes a lot of effort to get that out.
It takes a lot of heaving, doesn't it?
Um, you know,
Oh, exhale.
it,
As hard as I can.
it, it's awkward. I know that breathing out is the only way to do that.
But you gotta breathe in to breathe
Yeah,
out.
right. Yeah, you got to have air to begin with, right? And when we swallow, sometimes that's when we're taking a deep breath. We've already exhaled and we swallow them and breathe in again. Um, so yeah, that has me. And then I have the spasms, right? Not only do I have that thing uh, inflamed, you have the itis part of it, the inflammation that's causing that to happen. But then I have the spasms where the back of my vocal cords are paralyzing, and I can't control nothing. I can neither breathe or swallow. So it's pretty interesting how just in a matter of here I am on my third year, going up to my third year of diagnosis. Oh, I get Daisy back on. It's amazing how that stuff can happen all of a sudden without any warning. Um, so I'll wait till Daisy gets back on here. But it's just one of those things where MSA progresses at a different pace for everybody. Um, mine is very atypical too. I'd like to think that a lot of my things are not. How do you want to say this? I, I would say that. Oh, it's okay. I was going to keep talking to you back on.
These darn technology's supposed to help be smart, but they're dumb as can be.
Supposed to be, right? That's the theory. But I was speaking about how my progression was first my feet, then my hands. RBD was before that. ED for men was before that. And then
Oh, policy.
uh,
Speaking of RVD,
yeah.
I had a bad one last night.
How about was it? What'd you do? You kick or punch?
I was swinging. Of course, I'm in the hospital bed.
Okay.
So I was swinging, and I was trying to catch the bar, and I was sticking my hand in his hand.
You ever notice that when you touch things in your sleep, that's when you actually act out on something?
Yeah, it's like I was like you grab something,
Yeah.
and then it really happened in your dream, but a different way.
Yeah. Like I move my charging cable for my phone to face the other way because if I'm laying on my side and my hands are touching it, I notice I I, I dream of grabbing things like rails, posts, people's necks, and I don't know what it is, but I'm touching something, so it's eliciting a response from me that makes my RBD like trigger. So yeah, I don't. My wife knows not to touch me too much at nighttime, and then I move things out of the way, even cats and stuff. So it's interesting how that works.
was evidently trying to run, but laying in my bed, and
Mhm.
grabbing onto something when I swung by. So my husband goes, "What are you doing over there?"
Stay right there. Yeah, well, at least, yeah, that's. Oh, my wife said 2 nights ago I punched her again, and I'm like, I didn't ask
Oh
her how
man.
bad because I don't want to know how bad, but she doesn't have a black eye.
Oh,
um, yeah,
really good.
we got the biggest king you can get, king size bed you can get. So yeah, it's one of those, we just got a new mattress too, and
Oh,
yeah,
for you, King.
yeah, I normally sleep on my side, and I sleep with my hands in front of me, on me, or to the side, locked up like this, because if I go to move, one hand will pull the other, and I'll wake up pretty quickly. But
Are you still able to roll over?
I'm sorry,
You're still able to roll over?
uh, that's a chore. Yeah, I mean,
I can't sleep
don't be
inside.
mean. I don't be mean about it, but um, I know positions on how to do things. You can say karate, you can say athletics, gymnastics, track and field, basketball, whatever. But if you know how to leverage your body, kind of like when we went to the clinical trials, right, in Detroit, they made you. You remember, Daisy? They made you and me. They made us sit down on a chair and get up without using the handles.
Right.
No walking device, no handles. You got to arms crossed like this, and you had to get up like with your legs.
Stand up. Yeah.
And for me, the first time I tried it, and I was much better back then. The first time I tried it, I couldn't do it. But I realized if I can't sit up and do it normally, I just have to bring my legs, my feet farther underneath my body on a chair to center my gravity, and then I sit up fine the second time. So yeah, as long as you know how to use your body's weight to its advantage, it works. I still look like a fish flopping
Pilates.
on the shore, I look like a largemouth bass flopping on the ground. But yeah, I can still do. My wife helps me get up though. Like if I'm on my back, um, yeah, there's times where a lot of times I can't get up by myself, and she knows that, especially if I'm on my back, just resting or watching
She is.
the phone, she reaches out for me because she knows I can't sit up like that, and I can't roll over.
So
Yeah,
you use her to pull this.
yeah, she helps me from time to time.
Have
Absolutely.
you thought about getting a ladder rope?
To jump out the window ladder rope or some other type of ladder rope.
It ties to the foot of your bed, and then you can pull yourself up.
That's a great. You have the best. You have the best. You have the best. You have the best. You have the best, 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 best. A journal. You have the best idea. That is so cheap and so. My mom would love that. She's very.
There,
It's
it's
simple
actually a
and
thing,
easy.
in the medical department.
Real, not like a Walmart or nothing, right?
No, 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 not all right.
Maybe like a
Um,
specialized medical
you
place.
can get it on Amazon.
It's basically like in the army and school, like knots on it with rope. So,
It's a
something like
ladder, rope,
ladder. Writing it down right
and
now.
it connects to your mattress. You have box spring.
No, our we don't need a box spring on our bed. It's not made for box springs, so it's just mattress only.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a way.
Oh,
It'll tie to the
I
box
can,
foot of the
I can
bed.
attach it. I can attach it.
I have a trapeze,
Trapeze.
a triangle
Yeah. All
over
right,
my head.
Professor Daisy. Oh,
That's how I hurt my.
oh, that's what you mean. I was gonna say trapeze, like in the circus, the trapeze is above your head. Yeah, yeah, I got you. But that's like the here you go. That's a sit up though, right?
That's a what?
Just to sit up.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't really roll over anymore.
Looks like I bet your husband would agree. It looks like an engine hoist for a car.
I'm not that far yet.
Oh, that's what it looks like. It looks like an engine hoist from the hydraulics and take the engine out of the car and fix it. Yes, simple things like that.
That's how I tore my shoulder.
Yeah, what free shoulder?
I have a torn labral in my shoulder.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Are they going to fix that surgically or not? You said steroids first, right?
Yeah, I have physical therapy first.
Well, are they going to give you steroids first, and then PT?
No PT, then steroids.
Wow. Not an injection of cortisone either, huh? What
No.
a what a horrible orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, he was a jerk. Um, was supposed to sit on a table in a dress, a
Yeah.
gown, and I moved to my wheelchair because he was taking so long. I can't sit without backrest.
Mm.
So he comes in and he goes, "Why are you in the wheelchair and not on the table?" I was like, "Because you took too long, and I can't sit there waiting for you all day."
Hmm.
He said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, I'm disabled." He said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I have multiple system atrophy." He goes, "What's that?" I go, "Don't worry about it. I'm not here for that
Yeah.
today. I'm here for myself."
Yeah. That's amazing how I can't. I don't know. It's like going to the eye doctor. You take 3 hours to get in there. Um, yeah, I've never laid down on a hospital bed, a clinic bed, until I had that kidney infection with MSA, and I was crouched up and like in the fetal position for a baby because it hurt so bad. He came in, I did not even roll over, I didn't get up. I let my wife speak for me. Like I couldn't move. Yeah, he didn't even ask questions. He's because I go to him for everything at my PCP, and when he sees me in there crying and trying on my side, you know, he knows there must be something good. So
Kiddies aren't no fun when
no,
they're at that.
no, I don't want that one again. Um, yeah, I was just saying, it's amazing how these things progress at different paces because we go on to the forums, the Facebook pages for MSA Alliance. My speaking of MSA, the pages. I was at my therapist this morning, and he asked me if reading and going on forums and Facebook posts and stuff like that helps out. And I said, no, because I see a lot of people who are in disbelief or don't understand or why me or you're blaming God, blaming family, blaming genetics and stuff, and then they
Brings you
blame
down.
everything for MSA.
Brings you down.
Yeah,
I want so bad to build everyone up and know that just gotta enjoy each day the best you can.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And not be one of me. Why not me instead? Why not me?
As much as possible, right? I mean, I don't want to be a punching bag, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing how you know you go to forums for answers, and they will ask a question, and you'll get 50 different answers from correct to absolutely wrong and bad wrong that the best response is at least for diagnosing is left for the doctors, the specialists. But if as far as caring, asking questions about care and palliative care and hospice and stuff like that, then yeah, I mean those forums are really nice and very beneficial. um
I
I,
was this close to going to hospice.
you haven't been in hospice yet, have you?
Um,
Because I know some people can go there and they can be brought back, right?
yes,
Yeah.
but um, last week I had a very bad week. Botox really did me in this time. I was hurting so bad. I mean, so bad. I had to go to the emergency room because I hurt so bad.
What does Botox do for you? Why do you get Botox? I mean, it's not
Do you have this?
right for your skin, is it? Huh?
No, it's just in my neck. Do you have this like torticollis in your neck where it feels like Charlie horses constantly?
Yeah, I feel like a whiplash
That
every hour of the day. Yeah,
Botox takes care of.
yeah. I just ignore those things and they hurt like hell. But I should probably
Oh,
wear
I
some.
can function. They get so bad. I get the Botox every 3 months, and once you get, if you get freezing spray,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got that too. Yeah,
it does not hurt. It doesn't bother you afterwards. You don't have that. Oh, like I didn't this time. You're down for a week, sometimes 2 weeks, and but when you
for
get back up,
for what the
you're
Botox?
back. Yeah, at the injection
Oh,
site. It
okay.
makes you still. but it's worth it. And I've talked to Susan that was gonna get in the interview yesterday. She had Botox Wednesday, so she's going through it right now.
See how good it is, how it's working, or probably still in pain from that.
Yeah, because it takes about a week, at least a week.
Seems like everything takes a week with MSA to to get better just a little bit. It takes a week. That's
But
amazing.
so I had that, and then on top of that, I had to go for catheter changes on Friday, and it wouldn't come out.
Mm-hmm. They
They
called.
couldn't get it. So
They called in the surgeons.
no, she just it was. I had to go to the urologist's office, but she just
Oh,
pulled it.
don't say she yanked it.
She did.
No.
She yanked it.
Yeah.
That was last Friday, and I'm still hurt from that.
Are you supposed to yank it? Like I don't a firm tug, but
He yanked it.
that sounds painful because that catheter you have goes into your bladder, right? Or is it for the stomach contents too?
No, it is from urgency.
For the bladder.
Yeah.
And when they tug on that thing, you don't feel your bladder going to one side of your body.
Oh, I feel my bladder going back to outside of my
Oh, that's
but
horrible.
it doesn't really hurt, so I have to deal with that pain and my Botox the same way. But then after that, I get to come back up to a little mountain for a little while.
A little bit. So
A little
you're
bit.
you're back at home now, though.
I am.
You got off early. You got early parole from the this center that was helping you.
I was that close to either going to respite or to
Yeah,
hospice.
but I thought they were going to send you to like a nursing home for a few
Yeah,
days.
that's for respite. I didn't
Oh,
go.
why not? Don't need it.
Like follow it. Not on my part, but on theirs.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, as long as it didn't
Um,
affect anything.
no, it's mostly for the caregivers
Oh,
to give them a break for caregiver burnout. You know, it's a real thing.
I can imagine from yours.
Spent some 5 years of putting up with helping me.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah. You know, my dad had 14 years of his disease, 12 or 14, but he was still able to take care of himself for the most part, from what I remember. So that's probably one thing I don't have any experience in is that type of caregiving that's needed for MSA.
I couldn't imagine, but I got really scared last night. My husband had a blood pressure like 160 over 87. I think it was.
That's okay.
What? No, not for him.
It's a typical Friday for us.
No, his is only like 100 over
Oh,
70.
he's pretty low then.
And he couldn't feel his whole left side of his body. And it's just me and him here, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I can't help him.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Did
So
his face get numb?
yeah, his face, his
Or
arm,
left side?
and my mom was right there, thank goodness. She's a nurse, remember. So I called her. She came out. She examined him, gave him the
Yeah.
aspirin. He felt a little better, but you know, it's that what if something happens to your caregiver and they take care of you, they don't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta take care of themselves in order to take care of you.
Yeah, that's a good topic for another uh, podcast because my wife just got back from I don't want to tell all her business, but she just got back from the doctors, and cancer runs very rampant in her family. That her we were down in Mexico, Morelia. Her aunt
Yeah,
died of pancreatic cancer pretty quickly.
that's
Uh,
hard.
Her uncle has cancerous cells, but they're not active right now, so they're checking, cleaning them out, and rechecking.
Dormant.
Yeah, dormant. Yep. And she went in and she's cleared on the the mammary mammogram, if that's or memory taken for breast cancer came back okay, and then
Puppies.
so what?
When they
Memory. Yeah, but she has some abnormal cancer type cells in another part of her body. So they don't know. We got to go back to her doctor to see if it's active or going to be active. Um, but when she told me, it was like, oh, okay. I really didn't. Of course, I was laying down, pretty still doped up, but it's somebody like me who kind of dismisses everything and plays it down, like, oh, it's okay, because no, we have MSA. There's no sense in getting worked up on stuff that may be true, may not be true. Um,
out of our control.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. So it phased over me. The next day, I was like, she sent me the results. I'm like, oh, you actually have maybe precancerous cells that are in the body. So yeah, she cares so much for me and the kids, that she has to take time and keep going to doctors, because she's taking care of me, and she has to get infusions for iron and stuff, because without the iron, less hemoglobin, less white blood cells, your body feels much like you ran a marathon. So here she is with her own deficiencies, health problems, still taking care of me and the kids, and still got to somehow find time for herself too. So yeah, it's checkups for caregivers. It's not like you said. It's time for caregivers to recoup themselves, but it's very important for caregivers to definitely take their own time. And whether you got to call someone over to watch me or watch you, I mean that's just what we got to do.
Yeah.
Got
Scary.
cherry Pepsi today. You'd be proud.
Uh-huh.
Caffeine is endorsed by the MSA Crusaders and Tito's. I had a lot of people ask me, Daisy, I have a lot of people ask me, I imagine sometimes I sound like a drunk, and I only have drinks on maybe Saturday, if that. And when I'm really feeling like binge drinking, I might have a couple of drinks on Friday and Saturday night. Like that's not a drunk, but I bring up Tito's like vodka all the time, and the truth is, Tito's slows the body down because it's doing the same thing that MSAC is doing, creating a drunkenness. And like right now, I'm on my Adderall, my medicines. My words are halfway coming out of my mouth. Walking, typing, everything's horrible today. And people ask me, "What do you take?" And rather than taking 5,000 pills, which I know I will have to at some point, you know, I noticed that not weed, not gummies, not cocaine, not heroin, nothing crazy, but having a shot or two of vodka at night or even during the day, even a beer, one beer, slows my reactions to where things are more smooth. Where I can put peanut butter and jelly on the bread. I can mix the bowl on the kitchen. I can eat supper properly. It's just something, and obviously I don't want people to drink and drive and do bad things, but it's amazing how little things help out to slow down the effects of MSA that allows me to actually keep doing things. So I think it's important that people pass information on like that, you know, whatever it is. You told me many types of medicine you take for certain things because levodopa carbidopa don't work for me. You told me medicine for
Did you talk to your doctor about Rotari?
that's coming up in middle in 2 weeks. I'm gonna speak to them. Yeah, they won't write me a prescription over the table. So I mean over the phone. It's over the table. I'm a casino person, so I still got to go in anyway. Yeah, I got a few things to ask them anyway. So we'll get there in 2 weeks. But if it works, use it.
Now I have, as far as specialist, neurologist, urologist,
Uh-huh.
pulmonologist, ENT, and
Yeah.
palliative care.
Yeah. I have 3 ENT doctors right now and 1 pulmonologist. Yeah, the ENT is the worst part of it right now. That's the one that's horrible. Sorry.
It's just testing your health. I fell off.
Can't blame that on technology. That was disconnecting my VPN for all the ad blocking stuff. So I apologize.
I was like, help, I fell off.
It's okay. It's normal. Now,
So
yeah, go ahead, please.
I got a new palliative care piece, MP today. I had the same one for 2 years, so that was kind of disappointing.
Say it one more time.
For palliative care, the NP I've had for same one for 2 years. I got a new one today.
Really? So what does that translate to? What does that mean?
I missed the other one already.
So you're still getting palliative care, right?
Yeah, I just have a new nurse practitioner.
Oh, okay. I missed a couple words. I was trying to fill in the gaps. So you have a new nurse, a new person who comes to take care of you.
Yes.
You don't get to keep them. They can get reassigned, or did she retire or quit?
Her horizon was broadened too wide, so she had to narrow it down, and they had to equal out the playing field, so to speak.
Okay. Well, could be worse. I mean, how long did you know her for?
A little over 2 years.
Oh wow. I'm gonna say that's a lifetime.
Hey, I see we have two listeners. The other one said, tell us who they are.
You do? Where do you see that at?
See the eyeball? Two watchers.
Oh, someone just texted me. Where are you seeing this at, lady?
Right by live.
Well, of course, I'm hosting, so I guess you're to see it differently than me.
Two. A minute ago, I only said live. One.
Oh, let me click on that and events, and I don't think I'm going to see a dashboard on the mobile. Yeah, it's completely different on the mobile. So you actually see viewers, huh?
Yeah, two of them.
I
If they
know.
would let us know who they are,
Can
we
you see them, or you have to?
know. I see that we have two watchers.
Yeah, mobile is completely different, where you can't really. I can see the question. Oh, okay. It's enable Q&A. There you go. Whoever's online, I just turn on the questions for you. I can imagine it's probably my mom and your mom.
Right.
In a good way. Yeah, I can't see it on mobile. That's I'm on live on my computer too.
That's good also. We won't blame it you if you're not wanting to speak up.
No, but you can see their names, right?
No, I can't see their
Oh,
names.
okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, there you go. Okay, well, we'll keep marching on. Sorry, I had some text get my truck fixed. I got some pictures with a leak. I was just wondering what it is. So Sassy Sarah, Sassy Sarah, for some reason the pictures that she sent for questions aren't rotating, and I can't download it for some reason. So I'm looking at the picture sideways here. Um, we agreed that we wanted to ask a few questions.
Yeah, and I'm on my mobile, so I can't see the questions anymore.
Oh, I can. Um, the four that were circled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to read it with my head sideways. um, so a couple questions that Sarah had. I imagine talking about this as health and advocacy. I don't know if we're still talking about palliative care or not, but we'll see. She says, can you explain your approach to treatment plans and involving patients in decision making? Can you explain your approach to treatment plans in involving and involving patients in decision making.
That kind of goes to back to all the specialists.
Right. I don't think she's asking that to doctors. She means for our how do we approach treatment for ourselves. Um, I I guess it's pretty simple. Or seems simple. You know, we have an issue. Swallowing, sleeping, punching, bladder. I mean, you name it, right? Um, the treatment plan, from what I've seen with all my conditions that I have with MSA, has always been after seeing the doctor, is to see specialists first, followed by tests, and then the plan, whether it's PT or OT or swallowing therapy, speech therapy. It's always specialist tests, and then after they have all the information, they can come up with a plan to help you. So really, I'm not sure if you can jump the gun on that one and skip any of those procedures. Really, I'm doing Daisy. She loves us again. We had her. You're going to stop that young lady. that's two for you and one for me.
That was my fault that time.
Well, I got the internet disconnect, so that's okay. I think mine's worse than both of yours put together.
So yes, I've gone through of course, the urologist for suprapubic catheter.
Mm-hmm.
So I first was to tell my specialist, my MDS, my movement disorder specialist, that I was having problems with my bladder. Then we went to the urologist. Then we went to suprapubic catheter. Like you, I told my specialist about my swallowing difficulties, or my speech therapist did order swallow studies, and they showed the esophagus and the pocket,
Yeah.
and spewing back over. So then the specialist decided to send me to a ENT. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we just have to hit them on the nails on the head as they come.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the part where I'm going to. Well, like Sarah said, we got the bees, we got the brain, we went to the resource specialist. I had the bladder, went to the urologist.
Mm-hmm.
I had, swallowing, I think it goes along with, can't go along with your breathing.
Yeah.
So, went to NT, now we're back though. We did balance. I fell. I can't walk.
Sure you can.
10 steps max.
That's still walking. If you ask the doctor, that would be there's a yes, she can walk 10 steps.
You put me in the water, I'll do more than that.
Yeah, feel my pull up this weekend, so I'm gonna have my own aquatic therapy. That's yeah.
Put weights on your ankles.
No, not that bad yet. We're we're okay. So if I drown in a 5-foot pool, we got issues. Being 6 foot tall.
Next, gonna be a neurogastrologist.
That's next.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be next surgical next because I'm having other GI issues now. So something always popping up with them, as I tell you.
Yeah, especially GI is just like a normal. It seems like that's an everyday thing.
I've been, I'm kind of probably TMI here, but so chronically constipated for months.
Yeah.
Months.
It comes and goes.
Not for me. It hasn't until a couple of days ago.
So you're just full of it at this point.
Not anymore. But
that's the only joke I got for that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say I would rather be so. I have my episodes of like chronic constipation are off and on, more on than off, and my kids and wife are like, why don't you take medicine for that? And I would rather be constipated than have like straight diarrhea because since we don't bladder too, right? So like women, you go to the bathroom and you wipe. Like men, we go to pee, we don't typically wipe. But when you go pee and poop, um, and you don't expel it all the way, it takes you 5 times to go pee or poop versus just one. You end up wiping yourself raw, skin and stuff. So,
True.
like I have wipies and stuff like to help out, but I would rather have one somewhat painful, number two, than go 10 times a day and have a raw butt. Just at this point,
But
I kind of encourage the constipation.
but when you have had it for months,
Yeah,
it's really uncomfortable.
I
There,
can imagine.
this way, I have had it for so long that my X-rays, it should show my um, diaphragm elevated. My
Hmm.
brother-in-law is a radiologist. He said he could see air in my belly. Well, what
Yeah,
it was,
air,
the
right?
intestines, the intestines pushing that belly
You,
up.
you can see air, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I have on mine. For the last year, they've been noticing more and more pockets of air in the whole intestine and stomach. That's not supposed to be there. Um, and I know the only way I know that I actually have to go take a bowel movement is when it hurts to the top of my stomach. Like it's pushing all the way up to like where the throat meets the stomach, the very top of the stomach. That's the only time it starts to back up.
your stomach feels so full and you haven't eaten.
Well, I don't eat that much. You think I'm a pig with MSA eating at home and stuff, but like I will go to the bathroom. Like when I had the test, the bowel movement test, I had no idea they had a balloon up there. I couldn't feel it, couldn't push it. I said, "Is this a trick? Do you actually have a balloon inside of me? Because I can't feel nothing." So it's funny because when I go to the bathroom, I can feel it as I'm doing it, but before that, like oh, I can feel I'm full. Like I gotta go to the bathroom. Like I don't have those. I have urgency when it comes to my bladder a lot, but my bowel movements, I have no sensations until I actually gotta
Have to
go.
go.
Yeah, and that sensation is not pooping sensation. At nighttime it is. That's weird. But and you sleep. But during the day, it's my top of my stomach is packed, and
Yeah.
then it takes like 6 or 7 bathroom visits just to expel that stuff, and it never happens all in one go either.
Yep, same way, but I've tried Miralax.
Hmm.
That didn't work. I take soul softeners twice a
Yeah.
day, and I also now take Constellos. That is the only thing that has worked. I take it every other day, and
What's
it's
that called
keeping me
again?
moving. Constellos.
Costco. Costco lows.
Constellos.
Okay. I'll have to Google that one. Yeah, because I don't want I yeah, I don't want to take medicine to where
Constellation.
what what color is the bottle?
Well, it's like a cough syrup bottle, prescription.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
prescription.
Oh,
And the first liquid was clear and it tastes like Karo syrup. But the
I,
second
I
bottle that
hate
I got
syrups.
refilled, it tastes like cough medicine. It's green and it tastes like cough medicine.
Yeah,
And the bad thing is, oh, let me tell you, it's liquid, so you have to, in little cups,
yeah.
I held it and I aspirated on it. And oh my god, it burned so bad. It was
I
so.
was about to tell you, there's no weird pain quite like your burning lungs, and not from smoking, not from, but from aspirating a spicy
Amazing.
taco or medicine or even vodka down the wrong part of the body, the insides of your lungs, the whole
And then,
pipe burns.
the little cups, and
Yeah,
you always have a little bit left in them,
yeah,
so you kind of suck it out.
yeah.
Don't
Like
do what you're gonna say.
the ones in Robitussin. Yeah, they've told me, and I've been doing it since I went there a couple months ago. They said when you go to swallow things, swallow like your um, my daughter always has 5,000 bottles in there, but not water bottles, but not today. They say to swallow like you're drinking from a water bottle, and that fixes most swallowing. That technique fixes almost everything as long as you don't have underlying conditions. So when I swallow, I try to keep the mouth more circular, even if it's closed, kind of like whistling or whatever,
I
and
have a
it works
remedy for
really
you.
well.
I have a remedy for you. You take my advice. They have these cups that only give you 5 cc's at a
Uh-huh.
time. They look like sippy cups.
You can't have 5 cc's of vodka at a time. Daisy.
It looks like a sippy cup.
Okay.
I'm about to order mine. They're not cheap, but
So it's not a sippy cup. It's a little like Robitussin little small cups.
no, this looks like it's got a handle on it. This is a sippy cup. It is a sippy cup. And you turn it upside down to take a drink, but it will only let you get 5 cc's out of it at a time.
Oh, we can't use that. No.
It's for people like with swallowing issues.
Yeah, with me, 5 cc's. Yeah, well, yeah,
With 10 cc's,
I think I think
it's adjustable. You do 10
the cc's is adjustable.
So what?
Are the cc's adjustable?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I can add more.
It goes 5 cc's or 10 cc's.
10 it is, right? How much is cc's in an ounce? I gotta look it up. Yeah,
So like I
I take
said,
very small sips and swallows now.
think about a syringe getting 5 cc's.
Yeah,
That's all you get in this sippy cup.
not gonna work for me, Daisy. Absolutely not. We gotta get at least 50 cc's.
It will keep you from choking though.
As long as you have a chaser, you're not gonna choke. Okay, next question. From Sarah. He asked, related, how do you coordinate care with other specialists if needed? I will say first, if you go to doctors in the same medical network, should be pretty simple. In my case, a lot of my doctors are not in the same medical. I got Franciscan, IU Health, and Mayo, and regional healthcare. But most of those, I can tie in the health records with the app. I can connect their networks together through like the MyChart app, as we call it up here. I don't know if they have it down there, but MyChart.
Epic.
Huh?
Epic.
Yeah, Epic is part. Yeah, Epic. There you go. Yeah, we call it MyChart, but I think it is hosted by Epic. And if you do that, everybody can see each other's results and tests. The problem I noticed, like with my current neurologist, not MDS, my current neurologist, she doesn't really check records. I go in there, she says, "What are you here for?" I'm like, "Well, I got 20 tests and 3 referrals. Like, it's all in my records. You should be able to see that." So, I think it's most important, in my own opinion, as far as coordinating your healthcare, your care plan, is to be in an academic university plan. In my own opinion, they've seen it all, they know it all, they have everyone's on the same page, they have the same process and procedures before they even see a doctor and follow up. When you start mixing different medical professions and centers and whatever companies, it just goes to shit after a while. It becomes having to track them down instead of them being ahead of the game. So I've been pretty fortunate. I'm not going to say I'm great at this stuff at medical care for MSA. I'm not going to say I'm the man, but got diagnosed pretty quickly because we took all the cancellations and moved, travel far and wide. But going to the right doctors first, which I was fortunate to at my age, my problems I had was not normal. So I kind of got ahead of the game because it's not normal for a 41-year-old person to have these issues. But most of my doctors were in the same medical academic university, which I think is the best thing ever to have, in my own opinion. But the short answer is staying in the same facilities with the same doctors, the same specialists, in the same medical, company.
Hey, I've
Yeah.
got my urologist 2 hours north,
Mm-hmm.
and my movement disorder specialist urologist 2 miles north, and neurologist 2 hours
Yeah.
west.
They're not in the same medical, whatever?
No.
Separate? Different? Yeah. Yeah. How does that work out? Do they actually look at your other Are your charts connected?
And then I have palliative cares here in town. And when the palliative care guy, he called today and he's like, what does she see you for? And I said, for pain management,
Yeah.
for multiple system atrophy. He goes, I said, do you know what that is? You do your research? He said, wasting away the muscles. I do. Because I'm I give all kinds of defeat MSA pamphlets.
Yeah. You give him credit for answering.
Here, and then he looks at my desk and he says, you like to read those books on your desk? I said, no, those are the ones that I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
You like to read? I said, nope.
Mm.
To write? I said,
Neither.
nope. He said, I hate to read.
I think that's normal. I think that's life in general.
But he didn't know what MSA was. I had to tell him, and so he didn't read up on my chart or anything like that.
That's what kills me is you'll even call your doctor, be it a PCP or whoever. You'll call a doctor and say, "Hey, my husband, my wife's got to come in because they're having kidney pain, right? Or they're pissing blood or something." You'll get to the doctor's office and they come in. So what are you here for? And I'm not talking about the EMA or the nurse. I'm talking about the doctor. It angers me more when you tell the EMA or the CNA or the nurse at the doctor's visit, say, I'm here for a kidney infection or something, right? For example, they chart that, they write that. The doctor comes in and says, okay, what are you here for? I just told people what I'm here for, and you haven't even read. I know you haven't read my chart.
Does your office still communicate?
See, the difference is, I guess, PCPs and stuff are very busy. Not an excuse, but some get 5-10 minutes per patient, some get 15, some get a half hour. But yeah, that's what I find frustrating. You got to keep repeating yourself over and over and over to where you're frustrated.
Especially when you can't talk very well. Yeah. You have to keep saying unnecessary things.
I'm gonna go with a note pinned to my shirt. Like a little school teacher, like, here, this is me. Like, this is the problem.
Yeah. Like, hello, my name is hello, I have MS.
I have MS. Let's see, my screen's turning up here. Let's see here. Next one is, what are your thoughts on patient education and empowering patients to manage their health?
You have to. If you don't do it, nobody's going to do it. Simple as that. You have to be your own advocate. Sarah is taught that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sarah's her biggest advocate. She's awesome at it. She's really taught me.
I wouldn't want to meet Sarah in person. She might beat me up. Like she's going to get an answer. I can promise you that. She's a nice person.
She did so good at advocating for herself that 2 doctors did twin surgeries on her last week.
That's a lot.
She had twin surgeries, 2 surgeons.
I guess when it comes down to it, like I'm a person contrary to videos, YouTube, and podcasting. Take that aside. I'm a very passive, don't talk to me person. Hey, Dave, I could be dying of something, like literally dying. Is there, like, how are you? I'm doing good. I got like 2 hours to live. Like, that's just who I am. I don't complain. I don't get my barbecue sauce at Wendy's. I don't go back and ask.
No,
they give me the wrong food, right? But I think it's important, especially with MSA or any disease, that you're passionate about, you're concerned about. You and I, Daisy, have spoken many times about this, even with your doctors and my doctors. You have to, like, we get people on the podcast and comments on YouTube, and they say, my doctor won't refer me to MDS because they don't think I have anything. You're like your PCP. And I'm like, doctors work for you. If they don't do what you're asking within reason,
get another.
Yeah, that's not the right doctor for you. Might be a good doctor for other people, but not for you. Exactly. So, yeah, I agree with you. You got to do it yourself. No. The problem with that, though, Daisy, the problem with what you said, and this, it's not a you thing. You're right. You got to be advocate for yourself. The problem is going back to my original point at the beginning of the video. people will do their own research and advocacy, and they will talk themselves to having something they don't have, and then they look like they're schizophrenic, or they're just, they have everything, the whole world, and it's something simple
That's
as a
true.
diet, or yeah, I don't mean to.
The thing is that you know your own body.
Yeah,
You really do.
yeah, yeah. And if you can't clinically, like me, I don't complain about things that I can't clinically prove. I didn't go to the doctor about my tremors right away because you cannot see my tremors in anything I did. But once I started having action tremors, now it can clinically be seen in the doctor's office, and so it can be faced down. So yeah, having the right doctors, but like you said, you got to be advocate for yourself, not only advocacy for MSA awareness, but to your own conditions and your own health, because nobody knows MSA, which
No,
means most of the doctors you go to will not have a treatment plan for you.
no. You're having to educate them as
Yeah,
we go along.
well, I mean, you're going to pass the buck. Sorry, they're going to pass the buck on you to somebody else, because they literally are what the word actually means. They're ignorant of MSA.
Well,
My last doctor.
I found this really helpful. I have on palliative care. They are only handling my pain management now. I
Mhm.
found a new PCP. He knew a little bit about multiple sclerosis. He wanted to take me on so he wanted to learn.
Yeah,
And you will never guess what he prescribed me last week. Or not last week, but about 2 weeks.
a whole bunch of Vicodin.
No, he prescribes nicotine.
I've heard of that. Yeah, that's weird to me. How does that work?
He said he watched
Do you serially smoke cigars and cigarettes on the side?
I smoke 2 cigarettes a day after dinner.
Oh, okay, that's good. But
But
better than 2 cartons.
or a pack a day. But he said he recommended to take the smallest dose patch with the 7 milligram, cut it in fourths, and wear a fourth of it a day. He said he saw a podcast, and on this podcast it was for movement disorders, neurological disorders,
Yeah,
and nicotine was proven to work and improve.
never heard of that. I wonder what nicotine for pain, right?
No, for just the movement.
Oh, it's for fine motor control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same. It gives you a high, but it's just like liquor. Now, no one's going to say here I'm prescribing you 2 bottles of liquor, but it's amazing how nicotine it helps you. Nicotine is a stimulant, I think.
And it's not that nicotine that when that is bad for you. It's really the tar. It's
Yeah,
always the fat.
it's in carcinogens that you're burning that's bad for you, right? And yet you
So,
still smoke.
well, I got to lose.
I like that. That's why I still drink. So don't you ever criticize me about liquor when you still smoke a couple of days. So you stop that, okay?
Hey, I
Yeah,
went from a pack a day to 2.
the 2 cigarettes. Yeah.
First, I went to none, and then I got a little stressed out, so I started just 1 after dinner. Then it started with 2 after dinner,
Hmm.
and that's the cutoff. It's been 2 after dinner every night.
Now, are they the long cigarettes or the shorts?
Then shorts,
Okay, all right. So,
and
so
they're
you're
light.
competing to be the
They're
long one.
ultra. They're ultra lights.
Okay.
So.
That that's commendable. My dad stopped smoking when he gave me a. I remember I was the eighth. I was in the hospital, I think, 3 weeks. I heard 2 3 weeks. I was I was the eighth person in the world to have this type of pneumonia from secondhand smoke. So it's pneumonia mixed with secondhand smoke together. The letters was like 24 letters long. Couldn't believe what the doctor was saying to me. And after my dad realized that his smoking contributed to it, not pneumonia, but the nicotine part of secondhand smoke, then he quit cold turkey. And we would buy him. I was just joking about the other day. We'd buy him 14 2 liters of caffeine-free Pepsi every week, and pounds of butterscotches and Tootsie Rolls, and just to keep his body busy to stay away from the cigarette. So I completely understand the urge to keep going on, something like that.
And they say it's for your hands need something to do. Well, my hands don't really need something to do anymore.
Right. So trying to stay busy. Yeah.
But to me, it's the taste.
No, I understand. I do. That's, I'm not going to give up cereal or milk. I'm never going to have almond milk or lactose-free milk. I'm going to have milk forever because there's no taste that subsidizes real milk. So I do understand.
Isn't it hard to eat your cereal?
Crunchy stuff, yeah.
And
I don't, I don't eat
scoop
crunchy
it.
anymore. Um, no, I'm pretty. I always have it here. It's not horrible.
You
It's
need
getting harder.
to
No, I'm pretty good with it. I I'm sitting on my couch with the feet out, and I'm in a position where my legs, I'm touching, everything's touching each other. So if I were holding my bowl up in front, like out in front of me, like holding a baby, like the Lion King, um, that would be impossible. I'd have so much tremors that would not work. But if my body is touching something, I'm resting on a rest or something, anything, the tremors are not as bad. So I'm able to really function, not normally, but well, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anytime the arms, you always see me with my arms on my chest or crossed, my everything's together when you see me. Because if my limbs are separate and free hanging like at a kitchen table, we got tall seats, table high seats for our kitchen. I don't touch the floor. So if I don't touch the floor, my feet are tremoring and jerking and spasming crazy.
Yeah, touch table.
Yeah, so it's just ways to slow that down. And if I can't control that situation, then I'll go take a shot of vodka. Because a shot of vodka will make that stuff
There we
practically
go.
disappear. Sponsored by Tito's. Last one that Sarah had, she says, can you walk?
Did she have four?
Huh?
Did she have four?
Yeah, this is her fourth one. Yep, Sassy Sarah. Serious with substance sharpness. She has great writing skills. Her words. She wrote this document by herself. Like her last section was then with a twist, sassy and serious with substance and sharpness. Wow. Like she's saying mentally how she wants to approach it, how she wants to be seen. And that's can't wait to have her on live. That's why we're not going to ask the other ones. But last question for Sarah was, can you walk me through the process of how you handle referrals to other healthcare providers? So let's answer both. We asking for a referral or them refer. I guess if a doctor refers you, that's says, hey, like my rheumatoid arthritis did. They said, hey, you need to go to neurology. There's something else wrong. The referral is done automatically, and I just go find an in-network specialist.
I tell my movement disorders what I want to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. MDS is you do absolutely. Yeah.
And they work with you.
Well, what's important is when you get a referral for little things, you usually for little things, right? So, my stomach hurts, my calf hurts. For minor things that we don't know they're big yet, but for minor things, simple things, you really stay in network. But when you get up to neurologists and the MDS, mood disorder specialist level, top tier, when they give you a referral, all my specialists have said, where do you want to go? But they'll say,
Yeah.
here's where I've had them tell me they have nobody, they would not recommend an in-network MDS for MSA because they have no doctors that are, I'm not going to say capable, but that's not a very well treated thing up here in Northwest Indiana. So they'll say, you can go here, but you need academic. We think you should go to IU Health because that's where they send everybody down there because they know in Indiana, IU Health in Indianapolis, Indiana is the de facto for MDS stuff.
Well, ask me where I want to go, and then they'll tell me to look see what my insurance offers.
Yeah, that's always the first step, insurance, right?
So my pulmonologist, I told them where the clinic was I wanted to go, and that they took me. Now they're sending me for. So
You'll send it for you, right?
yeah, it's
Supposed to.
basically
Sometimes they don't. It's always good to have a copy of your referral when you leave a doctor, in case you could, because it's easier to have a copy of a referral because even though they referred you to somebody, but I've noticed with me, when that falls through because of insurance or because of they're booked out for 10 months, you still have that handwritten referral that I made appointments for 6 months later. Then on a cancellation, they call me in 3 days. They'll say, well, you know, bring in your copy of the referral and we'll see you right away. Otherwise, they got to request it from a doctor's office. You know how long sometimes it can take doctor's office to send referrals or to send paperwork. So I think,
India nurse is pretty on it. She
yeah.
communicates with me on my chart,
Mm-hmm.
and she says, "I sent your referral." Yeah.
I think what you just said is the key to finding the right doctor. The right, my best doctors, including MDSs, doctors have all messaged me on my MyChart app, the local app, whatever the website. I use
I
it has
did.
MyChart. IU has a website. They've all personally messaged me, but all the ones I don't like, for
Down.
for the most part, they'll have their CNA or nurse or MA send a message back.
Yeah, Dr. Dahl was really good about messaging me.
Yeah,
He still messages me, even though he's not my doctor anymore.
really?
Yeah, and my new doctor, my new MDS, she messaged me on my chart.
Oh, well, that's okay. What's Dr.
But
Dahl
yeah,
doing?
he's trying to get me in a, a study.
Yeah, that's slow motion, right?
I was doing a skin biopsy. I
Oh,
went
the
to
synuclein alpha synuclein
send,
protein biopsy.
yes, send one.
Yeah. Did you get it done yet?
No, not yet. She's. They said I called the company that's the one that schedules it and everything. They said it'd probably be a couple weeks.
Oh, that's better than a couple months, right?
Yeah.
I just be careful because, like on my YouTube video about the staining and biopsies, I see this on other websites and forums. The most common place of biopsies is arms and like even your abdomen, things like that. But MSA patients, I have a video on my YouTube. They take all these biopsies and different types, same type of biopsy you're talking about, right? Taking a biopsy, but different medical companies will their tests are made for a different part of the body to be biopsied, and the reference or the concentration is different. Like how much are they looking for? Kind of like COVID tests, looking for this much or this much to say you're positive. It's so different across the entire nation. That's why the biopsies are not like a one-stop shop, because you can have synuclein protein in a biopsy and not have MSA, or or like a lot of MSA people will have synuclein protein build up in skin cells and the lungs, but they won't have it on their skin or their forearms, which is pretty common.
Did you read that my chart and my trial that I sent to you?
I read about half of it. Yeah,
It's a lot. It's very informative.
yeah.
Phil said he likes that doctor. He's communicated with him before, but I did. I didn't know if you knew it or not. I sent him an email to see if he'd come on our show.
Sure, yeah. Why not? Let's get him a letter and an email. And
That'd be
by the way,
cool.
a few weeks ago, I took my daughter to the post office to get her passport renewed. My oldest daughter, and I wasn't sure how many stamps I would need for like tax season. So I accidentally bought like 2 full books of stamps. I don't know how many stamps it is. So we have a lot of stamps here to send letters to doctors and politicians or anybody to join the show. A lot of stamps at home, and they're
Well,
forever stuff too.
on that information I sent you, there was 2 email addresses, so I sent to both of them.
Okay, good. Yeah, absolutely. Let me know. I'll send something too. Um,
It's sad that what was it the ath the numbers? 34.
ATH 431 or yeah, or I know ATH one, yeah. Alterity, I think it is.
Yes. That they want to wait for a lot of him to come on the show. I was really
They say they want to wait on you or the testing.
wait a while. It's just that they want to wait a while.
Oh, you're talking about getting on a podcast or the actual test?
Yeah, to be on the podcast.
Yeah, they're West Coast time too. They're California, so the actual doctor, the person who's overseeing the entire ATH 434. Great to have them on. I got to be president. They got to be like busy like the president is,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was so excited when they come. And then see on our 2808 on our who was it? That was on our show. Make comments.
Oh, that was not Ask Bio. It's something Bio.
Touch Bio.
Yeah, in Touch Bio, right? Yeah. I
was seeing them on there in a while. Hope we didn't run them off.
Did you send them something?
No. I just
replied. They keep coming in every podcast we have. Why not, right?
Right, but they haven't commented on one in a while.
Oh, they're busy. People on vacation,
I thought it was just supposed to show over all our episodes.
We will reach out to them because they definitely. It looks like no pharmaceutical company is small. You can't even say those words together. But they don't seem like I think they're. I thought I saw them over in Europe too, but I'm not sure. We'll definitely reach out to them.
That's in Australia, I know.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's live for you. Are we going to put this on a podcast too, or just leave it as a video?
Well.
Okay, I'll put it on for next week for sure. Unless we have something.
Really? We can't share it today?
No, because I have to convert it down to audio. Maybe tomorrow, but today would not couldn't happen today. It takes an hour to process just to convert it.
Because we didn't
got like the nicest computer ever, so.
We didn't have there last Friday or this Friday.
We could put one up for tomorrow though. I can make it two-part. I can make it two-part. We could half put it up front this one and then half of it next week.
Yeah. We should have done that again. We're live.
Yeah. It is what it is. What else here? We do want to say now this is Facebook we're on. This is not the podcast. It's not YouTube, but we definitely want to mention our
sponsor.
Support for our podcast, our MSA Crusaders. We are actually on our MSA Crusaders Facebook profile, so I take that back. So we would be affiliated to the podcast. It's not a podcast, it's a video. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that.
Podcast is sponsored by Defeat MSA Alliance.
Yep, the Defeat MSA Alliance, defeatmsa.org website, correct?
Yes.
We're adding a lot of different endings. .org. Yeah, we will put. You'll start to you see in our podcast now the QR code for donating to contributions for Defeat MSA for MSA research. For treatments and a cure. 100% of it goes to MSA Alliance with Defeat MSA. Nothing's for us. We're not in it for not yet, not for money. Maybe if we get big time, but our goal is to direct money, anything to the MSA Alliance at defeatmsa.org for cures and treatments for multiple system atrophy.
Yes, and I also want to mention that the end of Parkinson's Act was approved.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to affect us here at MSA with MSA too, so it's a great thing.
Yeah, that's they say, and I hate the saying, but the medical community says, "As goes Parkinson's, so does MSA," because we're very similar. The diseases are just extra with it.
autonomic failures.
Yeah. And by the way, for everyone, I don't know if I can show this here. This is going to go. I can see this going bad with my messy computer table. But if I change the camera here, it's up to the wrong way. Unbelievable. If I come over this way, if you go to defeatmsa.org, you will see our being promoted on the website for our podcast, MSA Crusaders podcast.
Yes, you just go to MSA.org and you scroll down. Keep scrolling down.
Yeah. Well, pretty high. Well, we are, Daisy, we are half a scroll from the top. So I think Captain Phil, Phil Fortier, is he put us above. We're above the. I didn't know they had an online store shopping for product. Yeah, we are number one on the webpage for defeatmsa.org. So thank you for the MSA Alliance for helping us out.
Yes, thank you.
Very good people. They're very good people. And like I said, no matter who we reach out for. Oh, by the way, on their website, Daisy, halfway, a third of the way down the website, they have a YouTube video how do asynuclein aggregates in MSA different. So you go on their website and look at basically the biopsy. It's going to show you how they differ in patients with MSA versus Parkinson's. It's kind of similar to what I did.
Yes.
But people want to know about skin biopsies and how it affects MSA. I think the third video down is something is a video about asynuclein protein. So they have a lot of good articles. The first page I ever went to was for MSA when I heard the name was MSA, defeatmsa.org, and they have a lot of information. Very, very new, very modern website. So we probably got to get a YouTube video or a podcast together just about the website to help people navigate the website.
Yeah, and also David has a YouTube channel. MSA Strong.
Oh, really? No.
And he's got great videos of the hot cross buns.
Yeah.
And MRIs and DAT scans. So
Yeah, I try to show information and also myself what it looks like.
he's very educational, resourceful.
Sure, try to be.
And then you can purchase my books, and 10% of that goes to defeatmsa.org as well. And there in the back of the book tells what MSA is, cerebellar type, Parkinson type, and then it has a quote from our great president of defeatmsa.org, Phil Fortier.
Really? On your book? You changed that. Wow. Phil got a spot. Look at that. Well, where's my spot?
It doesn't have MSA Crusaders.
I heard you write another book and talk crap about me, but change my name. That's what I heard.
The new book I want to write, David, I don't know if I'm going to be able to write it because I've been doing some changing in my book, and I'm having to peck, and it's double pecking.
That's okay.
I'm like, it'll take me a year to write a book, and it usually only takes me 3 months.
It'll still be done.
I don't know if I can do it. I'll try. I was going to call it MSA Crusaders.
That works too. We might have to copyright that name, which could take a couple years too. But I got the logo coming. Copyright, but nothing.
I'm an MSA Crusader, so we can't do that.
No, you do whatever you want to. We're still happy. They'll sue you. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. This title, podcasting with David.
Coming.
My struggle.
MSA is going to have a very nice logo, thanks to David.
Thanks to the pocketbook. Thanks to the disability money from the government. Hey, Dave, what do you spend your permanent disability money on from SSI? A logo for a podcast. Yeah, it's important to me. That and vodka.
So keep your eye out for that new logo that's coming out soon.
It'll be very, very nice. Okay. Well, I'm good if you're good.
I'm good if you're good. So if anybody has any questions, just make any comments in this video and we'll be happy to answer them or get back to you.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, remember, we're all MSA Crusaders. Have
Unfortunately.
a good night. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one. Thanks, Stacey.
Bye.